Hey, it's me again. I'm back with a new game that I think you guys will really like because this is a unique strategy. And for people who have followed my channel, who have maybe watched my live streams and so on, you'll know that I've been experimenting with Kronos quite a bit lately. And in this particular iteration of the Kronos strategy that I do, I'm actually going up through Leto and I'm making use of the Automata versus Hades. And you're gonna see later as the game progresses why I'm doing this. But anyways, I think this is a really interesting game. I'm versus TSM player and he's playing as Hades. And for those of you who don't know, TSM player, he doesn't play much anymore. But when he does play, he is one of the all-time greatest in this game. I think in all the big tournaments in the past, like he would be behind Magic and Mister and all of those, but maybe just slightly behind. Like he's a top 5 player or something. Player. So the strategy I'm going for here, as you can see, is I send all of my oracles forward. And I'm doing that because I want to see where his hunt is. And as you can also see, I'm doing a bit of a funky build order where I send my first citizen to build a granary and then chop down one tree and then over to gold. The next two citizens goes to food and then the fourth goes to gold. So I'm gonna have two onto gold really early on. And you probably know why I'm doing this. For like once again, those of you who followed me have you probably know why I'm doing this. It's because I'm gonna heroize these oracles. And I'm gonna try to hunt control already in the Archaic Age. And it's a really funny strategy to use, I think. So much action going on from the beginning of the game. And as you can see here, I spot his zebras. I'm versus Hades, so he's got sentinels. So it's not really an option for me to deny the zebras. But there's my first hero oracle. Now I just need to build a manor with this guy. And then I can slowly start making the other two into heroes as well. And he's trying to disrupt my oracles with his Katascopos. That's absolutely fine. For now, there's not much for me to do. But I'm looking for his giraffes, because giraffes and sometimes gazelles, they will spawn outside of his base. I'm using deconstruct on house here, hoping to maybe house him for a bit. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but I did it anyways. As you can see here, a sentinel guarding his base very, very effectively. So I have to get out of his main base, and I just have to find his giraffes. I find my own right here. And actually, I'm short on wood right now. I think I will have some idle TC time as a result. I had to move my one of my gold miners over to wood. I realize that now, so a bit of idle TC time here, but it's okay. 3 minutes into the game, and I now have three Oracle heroes. Like, this is a really good power spike to have. And I don't even invest into the classical age yet, but I'm still able to have all of this military control so early. Bit of a problem for me, I haven't found the giraffes actually. Still scouting for them. Uh, so really not sure what I'm gonna do here. Hopefully I'll find them soon. But I'm just scouting around the map now. I picked up a relic, as you can see as well. And I'm actually not looking to go classical age just yet, because I want a second TC before I do so. I'm putting so much pressure on my opponent here. Finally I spot his giraffes and I send my oracles over there. I'm putting so much pressure on my opponent that I can get away with building a TC in Archaic Age, because he will be preoccupied with defending his hunters here. Usually you'll see Greek players sending Ajax or Jason or whatever it is up forward to disrupt my hunt, to stop a second TC if I'm building one. But here, because I'm putting so much pressure on him, he's forced to use Ajax to defend with. So I'm going for the second TC here. I am hunting, and I'm not being disrupted at all. This is a bit unfortunate how late I was to spot these giraffes, so I'm not even getting as much value from this as I should. But I will begin the harassment here. Just slowly chipping down on these villagers. You don't need to get villager kills here. The most important thing is forcing idle time on them. When they're not hunting, when they're fighting back, that's a win for you. That means they're not gathering resources, and you're just gonna slowly win from that. So I actually put him off of that giraffe. Only 160 food left, so not the biggest of wins, but this was unfortunate for me because I didn't find the hunt. I was unable to find his giraffes early on. But you see here, 5:15 into the game, and I'm just building my temple. I have 3 citizens on the TC because I really need to get that up before he sends Minotaur there, and Ajax and Chiron and stuff. So I have to build the TC very fast here. Finally, I can go Classical Age. So it's going to be a 6:30 Classical Age, really late, and he does send his Minotaur here. I'm a bit late to. Well, he doesn't manage to stop it. That's lucky for me. I could have saved them with my oracles if I was there a bit earlier, even if he came a few seconds earlier as well. But dude, I have such a good economy right now. And something people don't realize is when you have this late of a classical advance, that means that the 1 minute of idle TC time it takes to research classical age, that's going to be much later into the game, and that means that you're gonna have citizens out a lot earlier as well. So I have so many resources to play with here, and he doesn't even have his second TC yet. Most Hades players versus Atlantean these days will go for 2 TCs, and I'm pretty sure it is what player is doing here as well. He's just raiding with his heroes and his Minotaur for now. And as you can see, I went up through Leto, and this first robot here, not really useful because the hero's obviously very good against it, but the Minotaur is really good against it too. Look how Chiron just beats it right here. You really need numbers for these robots for them to work. But the Minotaur can use his special attack against the robot as well. So honestly, just get this robot out of the way. There is no use of having it here. He's on 2 TCs now. He's putting so much pressure on me just with 2 heroes and the free myth unit. So I'm forced to heroize 2 additional oracles here just to fight back. And we'll see how it goes here. I think I can kind of do it. You need these 2 upgrades from the temple, and then you can start spamming Automata, and they actually become useful by the time those upgrades are up, and when you have enough numbers of them. But now, 7 minutes and 40 seconds into the game, I start building military. Like, this is stuff you can get away with when you go for the Archaic Rush like I did here. Just foregoing military for so long. Except for Oracle Heroes, obviously. And because I have 2 TCs, I'm Atlantean, I get double the favor income as I would usually. And with double the favor income, I can get even more robots out. And those robots, when I have the 2 upgrades that I just purchased here, they're gonna have 64% pierce armor. And you know when you play versus Hades, he's going to be spamming out Toxotes. And he's gonna have the Chiron too, obviously, but what it means is that these robots are gonna be incredibly difficult to kill because of their high pierce armor and the fact that Hades relies so much on having archers in their army. You see, I'm actually able to defend these guys here as well. I've got the spider lair down as well, if you should send more military there, so I think these berry pickers are perfectly fine. And I also ensure to just scout around the rest of the map so I know what the map layout is like. It's really important to do stuff like that, I think. But for now, my main objective is to get robots out. Because like I said, if you have the 2 upgrades and if you have the numbers, these robots are gonna be so massive. And I have 2 now. Only 2. They can repair themselves too, so if you don't fight underneath your opponent's TC or something, you can repair them back up, even if they die. You can bring them back to life. This is the Oasis, by the way, so the food situation is getting a bit dire now. 9 minutes into the game and I have to start farming, but I have so many citizens now. I have like 20 already. So it's not even a big problem for me to start chopping wood and start making farms. And I do spot a villager here. That's really good, getting a villager pick like this. Stops him from walling off the middle of the map, and it gives me a villager kill as well. So that's one really good thing about Oracle's heroes around the map like that. Can snipe down to Toxotes with your Thermos as well. But as you can see here, most of my resources right now, they're just going on manors and farms. And then just spamming enough military out here. Still only 2 robots so far, getting a third here. Should probably, in hindsight, I should have probably built a forward temple here. Started spamming automatons from 2 temples instead. And here I can snipe Toxotes behind the archery range, that's really huge. See how much damage these Termas deal when they're able to get to their Toxotes counterparts? Very, very good units when they can hit something. The problem is that Toxotes will usually hide behind Hibicons, Hoplite Shades and so on, so it's hard to actually get to them. But yeah, I go through the archery range here because I want to stop the berries from being picked, but I see that they're already done for. But now I've got the Automata in my army. I've got like 6 now, I think. I'm even getting a third TC here, and I can just start diving this TC. The Leto upgrade, one of the Leto upgrades gives all of your human units pierce armor as well. So it's not just my robots that are getting better versus archers and buildings, it's all of my army. So it's really, really good. Especially for diving like this. And I'm just forcing a lot of idle villager time here. I'm killing a few villagers too, and I'm getting a lot of robots by now, as you can see. He stops his TC from going up. Unfortunate for me. But I got a lot of robots here. Lots of them. I still have to make farms. He's forced to make farms as well, so just keep that in mind when you're watching this game. I've got 8 robots here. And he's just unable to keep up with me because my army is quite cheap. These robots are very, very cheap. They cost a lot of favor, but, you know, keep in mind, favor is free for me. And I'm kind of gold controlling him here, I think. He's having a hard time getting to a gold mine at least. He does have one on the right side here. Yeah, he is forced to just go back and forth with his gold miners here, and it's really costing him a lot. He's on 3 TCs, and he did stop my third one, so that's certainly in his favor. I don't know what that was about. But I'm forcing so much idle time, and I'm winning the small battles as well. With my good army here. In Classical Age, Greek only has the 2 heroes to take care of all of these robots. Like, I've got like 10 robots or something right here. And Chiron, he's out raiding, so it's only Ajax that can really take care of them. And that's just not enough. I even go Rhea here. My economy is so good because of the 2 TC boom I did early on. So I can even afford to go Rhea here. Get armory upgrades too. Tower upgrades, and I can start shifting them. And as you can see here, he's building so many Toxotes. I should have put the volume up a bit earlier. Sorry for that. But now he's got the 2 heroes here to defend against the robots. As you can see here, the Greek heroes are good against him, but I've got so many of them. And before long, I'm gonna have behemoths here as well. He's gonna have to focus them down too. Gonna have destroyers as well. Looking to build Arcus and destroyers when I hit Heroic Age here. That's usually the combo you want to go for. And dude, my economy is just off the charts here. I can get so many upgrades. I get the palace down, I get the fortified TC, I still have 8 robots in my army. And this is what I was talking about, when the robots are underneath the TC here, you cannot actually repair them. But I've got 11 robots, and I've got a behemoth incoming as well. I think I have 2 behemoths coming actually. But this is the power of Automata. Just being able to tank so much while still dealing out a lot of damage. And they're super cheap too. I think that they're like 80 gold or something. They cost as much as a Mamillo. They're much tankier and deal more damage too. So he uses Resto here, trying to survive. But I'm just forcing my way through here with all my robots, all my Mamillos, and the Termas are trying to snipe the Toxotes in the back here. finally I can send Behemoth and Destroyer there too to take down the TC. I don't know, somehow I'm able to actually heal back my robots there. I shouldn't be able to. I think it's something they did automatically. Because if I right-click them just ordinarily, they'll just stand right next to them without doing anything. Somehow I was able to at least get one up there for some reason. But yeah, I'm so strong right here. 2 TCs to 3, it doesn't matter. Because I'm winning this fight very, very hard. This trade is going in my favor. And despite only, well, he's classical age, he's got 145 population, I've got 140 to play with. So he's not even that far behind, or ahead, sorry. And before long, I can take over this TC. And maybe my own third TC as well soon. Having a bit of trouble with my citizens there. He hits Aphrodite here. He's gonna use it on my citizens, I think. But this is really good when you can do this. He hits Aphrodite and I immediately trade up the Lion. And I can use special attack on these villagers here. No? Yeah, I can, like that. And all the villagers are spreading. Really good value. Putting down Spider Lair again, and right now there's a Destroyer, a Behemoth, and even a Lion. 2 citizens taking down this TC. I will be able to get that very soon. And I'm just spamming upgrades. I'm even looking to go Mythic Age here, while taking my third TC as well. He's being goal control as well, and he calls it. So that's it. That's really the power of robots here. If you can get into this... Excuse me for that. If you can get into this situation where you have 2 TCs and you can just spam out these robots versus the Greek player, and they're stuck in classical age, you're gonna be able to overwhelm them. So that's a really cool strategy you can do as Kronos. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, guys.